Hello everyone, this is my third installment on my series about concussions. As I explained in my first two videos, I'm wearing this mask because I feel comfortable talking about my situation with this mask on. But also, as I explained, I'm Bumblebee from my TV, My World, and I experienced a concussion 8 years ago, so I have some experience, with this situation. On this video, as promised, as you can see from the title, I am going to talk about relationships, post-concussion, decision making, personality changes, and grieving. So we'll get right started right now. For personality changes, I mentioned in my previous video that I did experience some personality changes before the concussion and afterwards. Basically, this means that the way that I respond to situations is different, and how I feel about myself is different. I did go through a period of time of depression. Also, I had some self-esteem differences as well. So I felt like I was a different person, my personality. Just know that if you're experiencing that, or if someone you know is experiencing that, just know that that's sometimes common with people with who've had a concussion. Personality changes. I feel like, interestingly enough, I'm becoming more of myself now than I was before, because I felt like before the concussion, before the accident, I felt like I was living for other people. I know that I was living for other people, but post-concussion, I feel so free. As I mentioned before, I'm traveling the world. I'm traveling right now. I have my own business. I, cook all these things I love. I'm learning my fourth language now. I can speak English and French and Spanish and Mandarin Chinese. And also, yeah, some other languages too, but just not as much as the four I mentioned. So I'm just like all out there, Bonjour, hola, ni hao. If you speak any of those languages. But yeah, personality changes has been big for me. Also, decision making. Throughout these past 8 years, because I've had delayed response and things like that, and memory loss, it has been difficult for me to make decisions. Sometimes I would be so indecisive, and then sometimes I would just maybe choose something that I wouldn't choose again. So just know that if you are having some decision making changes, that other people have gone through that. Me personally, how I'm dealing with that now, since it's the 8th year, after the concussion, and I see all of this stuff, I'm just looking at my life like it was a movie, and I see all the decisions I made, and the ones that I want to keep, I'm going to keep making those decisions. The things that I want to start, like I do want to go to some other places in the world, and I want to make some other decisions as far as my business goes and everything. I'm going to start making those decisions. Some things that I don't care for, I'm stopping. Like just yesterday, I stopped a whole lot of things, and I don't feel guilty about it, because it was like, well, this is stuff that I agreed to, during this time where I wasn't even having memory, and it's like I just needed to break away from some things that weren't healthy for me. So feel free to make some adaptations in your life as well, if you're feeling like you want to make some different decisions after the concussion. For relationships, my relationships with other people, my dynamic with my interaction with other people changed, because, as I mentioned before, it was hard for some people to accept that I had a concussion, because I looked fine. After my other injuries healed, people couldn't understand how my brain hitting my skull would impact me, as if it wouldn't impact me, right? But I've been okay. I've been gentle with people, and I've been respectful of people being gentle with me, and I've been gentle with myself too. But some relationships, I just had to let go of, because they weren't as healthy, because I had to keep explaining to people, like sometimes if you talk to me, it's going to take me a long time to process what you're saying. Hi everybody, this is Bumblebee reporting from my TV, My World, for the third video installment inside of the concussion series that I'm doing. As I explained in my first two videos, I suffered a concussion 8 years ago. It was really a life-changing injury for me personally. Um, I'm using a new camera, so I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I'm supposed to be looking and what I will sound like when it's all done. Um, so bear with me here. My other camera stopped working in the middle of my last recording. So, relationships. My relationships have greatly changed for the better, actually, after my concussion, because I didn't really have people around me who liked me for who I was before the concussion. And that's really sad, actually. It's not really something, that makes you happy at the end of the day, right? Um, so now I have a healthy social support, which is something I mentioned in my second video, was I was talking about how great having a social support can be for you. And I want to encourage everyone who's had a concussion, or even if you're someone who knows someone who's had a concussion and you're wondering how you can be there for them, the first thing I would say is to believe them, because it really helps to have someone take stock and confirm what you're feeling, especially if you have no symptoms on the outside. I mean, can you imagine that? You have no symptoms on the outside, and then no one knows how to deal with what you're dealing with, and it's a little hard for that person to go through life all by themselves. So, for me personally, I've had to just surround myself with healthy people. People who maybe they don't understand concussions as thoroughly as I do because they're not living it, but they are doing their best to be there for me. And so that's my facts about relationships in my life. Um, Also with relationships, some relationships I've had to end because um, when you are going through something, or even if you're not really going through something traumatic, you don't want to have to keep explaining yourself to other people because that's insulting. It's like, I have to keep explaining to you, why I can't, go with you to the parade sometimes, because my head is really hurting and I'm having a migraine and feels like a train just ran over my face. Um, it's like it's really, it's not, it doesn't feel good to have to explain that all the time. So I don't put myself in situations with people like that anymore. I'm really more kind to myself, and I am with people who are more kind to me, and that's important to me. Um, let's see here, and then there's grieving. I came across a video on YouTube, posted by a woman named Lori. I'll try to find her exact name and put it in the description box below. But she went through grieving, and I also went through grieving too. I know that the person who I was before, and the person who I am now, I make decisions differently, and I feel like, some of my characteristics or my traits are different. But ultimately, I'm always on a continuum. We're all always on continuums. None of us will be the same 10 minutes from now, chemically speaking, in our body that we were 10 minutes ago. So we're always evolving and we're always changing, and I've really learned to accept that. Sorry, I keep moving around. I'm just figuring out this new camera here. So, anywho, um, that's something with me. I've just, with grieving for me, I've just really let go of many expectations that other people put up on me that I really didn't like in the first place, but now I truly can't live up to post-concussion. So it's like, I just really took hold of my life, and my life has been awesome, post-concussion, especially this last year. Things are really, I'm really feeling like things are coming together for me, which is completely, makes me feel totally sane again, because for a while I didn't feel sane. Um, so my first video I talked about the symptoms that I had, and then the second video, um, I, gave educated people with all of these things that helped me after a concussion.
And this third video was just talking about relationships and grieving and decision making, and how your personality could change as well. Um, I think I'll do some more videos. I haven't decided exactly what topics, but they'll be on my channel, my TV, my world. But this is all for today. If you have any questions about concussions, if you've had one recently and you're not sure what to expect, I would encourage you to watch my first video, and my second video is helpful as well. Or if you're just wondering about this topic, or if you know someone who's had a concussion and you're not too sure about how to support them, or if you've had one, maybe not recently, but you're still trying to figure things out, just know that I too am in that same boat as you. And it's a big learning experience because our brains are so complex, and the medical field is still trying to figure out brain injuries, right? With football players and hockey players, they're still trying to figure things out. And so for us, as everyday people, sometimes it can be really hard when we go to the doctor and there's nothing shown on the x-ray, and there's nothing happening, nothing physical, or no extra evidence, I guess, outside of ourselves, outside of us telling people how we feel. So I would just say hang in there. Try not to hang with people who would be insulting to you, or just want you to run a marathon when you can't even cook breakfast for yourself, because I've been in that boat. So I understand how that feels, and I'm not in that boat anymore because I'm not putting myself in those situations anymore. So I'm really good right now. I've been good for a couple of days. I did feel horrible um, recently, but I know how I'm learning how to take care of myself, and so I'm giving these tips to people so that they can learn how to take care of themselves as well. So this is Bumblebee signing out of my TV, my world, with my third video in the concussion series. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or any comments or any replies, I would love to hear from you. So please reply with your comments and your questions. Um, so I'm signing out from my TV, my world. This is Bumblebee. Have a great day, YouTube. Bye.